Yeah, I mean, obviously, the true luxury of being able to watch games like this is that, like, you understand what to expect from the players. Like, you know that they're just going to be able to, like, execute build orders. They're not going to do anything super wacky. Although I will say that Flyer Carapace with only 6 mutas, like, I wasn't totally sure what was going on there. So maybe eOnzErGg can explain that at some point. I'll have to go watch his stream. He does stream a lot, so if you want to look into the mind of the genius Jose Luis, then go watch eOnzErGg stream. That's what I'm going to do to figure out what was going on there. But yeah, all right. That means our next match is the winners match between eOnzErGg and CaStrO. And this is actually going to be pretty fun. It's a ZVZ. I love watching eOnzErGg play ZVZ. I feel like that's one of the matchups that he really got super good at from training out here in Korea. Because there's just a lot of Zerg that you meet around 2K on the ladder.
Yeah, every Zerg versus Zerg I see between eOnzErGg and True Touch is just perfection, basically. Like the muta control from both sides is amazing. I'm really kind of excited to see how CaStrO plays ZVZ. Because I don't think I've ever seen him play ZVZ. And this guy macros like a god, but ZVZ is not a macro matchup. So I'm curious, how is he going to play it? Are we going to see like 3-hatch evolution chamber play? Is he going to try and match the micro? What is the style?
Oh, come on. You got to macro that extra set of Zerglings that wins you the trade. But it is actually a super fun matchup to watch, especially when you're watching two players that are super badass at it. And yeah, I think if you looked at this group, just because eOnzErGg is a former BSL champion, you have to predict him getting out in first place. So CaStrO has a hard road to climb here. It's going to be awesome to watch. So I'm ready. I think everybody else is ready. So let's get into our winners match to find out the first player to advance on to the round of 16 from group. Oh, you are here. Okay. I was introing and I look at the players in the lobby. I'm like, now you're here. Let's go. Game number 3. Yeah, there. All right, in the upper right-hand corner, in the red, it is BSL Season 5 champion, eOnzErGg.
In the bottom left, we have a very strong Peruvian Zerg. Can he make it happen? It is CaStrO. Now, Bloody Ridge is a new map that I see a lot of pros play on. This is not a ladder map, so I don't get to play on it at all. I can tell you, I will probably never play on this map because Terran versus Protoss, absolute cancer. But Zerg versus Zerg, this should be interesting. It's a 2-player map, so both players will be able to scout first. You also, since it's diagonal, you know, there is kind of a mind game. If either player had gone for like a 5 pool or something, you could send lings around the side of the map and, you know, unknowingly get all in before the other Zerg can react. But we don't see that from either side. I'm most interested in how CaStrO is going to play, because I'm pretty sure we know how eOnzErGg is going to play. He's going to play the big time micro with the mutas.
Yeah, for sure. I would almost guarantee you we're going to see either 2-hatch muta, or you can always just throw in something super early with like ling aggression. But I don't expect him to play that. Like, I understand eOnzErGg is very confident in his Zergling micro, and I think he should be. But I think eOnzErGg's muta micro is better than almost any foreigner. Maybe True Touch is better, but I think True Touch's strengths lie in other areas. It's just impressive to watch. So eOnzErGg is going to throw down that hatchery. So already kind of the line has been drawn in the sand. This is the come at me bro of ZVZ. So we'll see if he can hold on to that, because it is pool with gas from CaStrO. So I'm excited for this. I think I agree with you about Bloody Ridge. Obviously, like Heartbreak Ridge is the other ridge map, and I think this is Neo Bloody Ridge, if I'm not mistaken, because I think there's an earlier version. But the idea is that third bases are just kind of a luxury here. It's like, well, I would really like one of those, but it's just kind of hard to get there. So it's an interesting map for sure, and I think that mutas kind of circumvent all of that. So as much as I would like to talk about it, it's like, well, you just you put your Flappy Boys in their base, and then you kill their stuff. You don't really care about the terrain.
Yep, so we do have eOnzErGg going for that 12 hatch. I'm a little surprised at this because on other maps, when you take an expansion, you have like your hatchery, you know, it's like a small entrance. But if we look at Bloody Ridge, like look how big the entrance is. If we do like a Ling run by, Sunken is not going to help you because I'm not even sure if a Sunken will range that far. So I am a little surprised at the fast expansion from eOnzErGg. I'm not too surprised at CaStrO. This is something you don't see that often, though, in base second hatch. So he's decided that it would be too difficult for him to hold Mutaplay. Like, the choke is very punishing on this map. If we look at it, any lanes that try to run by will get picked off by mutas. Any drone transfers. And I guess CaStro's just decided that in-base hatch is the way to go. So the longer the game goes, the better it is going to be for eOnzErGg. And CaStrO, I just don't know what he's going to do.
I mean, I like in-base hatches when you're going for like super heavy Ling play early, because it is kind of a short-term solution. You want a lot of units, but you don't have additional resources like you would have if you had a 12 hatch. So in theory, you're going to be able to block this entrance with Zerglings, and then CaStrO will have a surprisingly high number of Zerglings. The only problem is that, I mean, I don't know if eOnzErGg is going to be caught off guard by that. He's just so smart at counting Zerglings, like figuring out what's going on here. And obviously you have the Overlords that can see exactly what's going on. So there's perfect vision until these mutas get out.
Well, this is something you don't see every day. We've got what I thought was a Sunken Colony at our natural. It is actually the Spire for eOnzErGg. So
oh yeah, I looked at, I assumed that that was a Sunken. Okay, well, never mind. That's the Spire. I've never seen a Spire put particularly there.
Yeah, if CaStrO has a good trade, and we have points of contention at the natural, which we definitely will, he can just wail on that Spire with his Mutalisk or Lings. So this could backfire. Now, CaStro's got a lot of Lings. Look how many he's hidden in his main. And eOnzErGg, he doesn't see it. I'm checking his Overlords. They have moved back, and now CaStro's going to show all the Lings, but a really good trade from eOnzErGg there.
Yeah, but CaStrO snuck Lings out and got it back around the contain. There's more Lings coming in here from eOnzErGg, so he's going to try to get a concave at the top of the ramp. He just doesn't have as much. So this is going to be the big bust out, the move from CaStrO to move across the map. And again, look at eOnzErGg. He knows this map so well. He's taking every fight at every choke point and making it so that CaStrO can't just run all the way across the map.
Yeah, if this was me playing ZVZ, and I had a lower Ling count, I just insta-click all the way back to my main. But
yeah,
eOnzErGg has clearly practiced this map because he took the favorable engagement right there. Now, that was not a favorable one. But he's going to try and do it again. He's going to try and just delay this. Oh, no, he is just going to turn around.
Well, yeah, I think he understands he has just... oh, yeah, but look, he does it again and picks off a couple of Lings because of it. Really, really good play here by eOn.
One Ling into the main of eOnzErGg. Going to get a drone. He doesn't notice. He's microing those Lings, and he still doesn't notice.
Oh, no.
Oh, this is going to kill a lot of drones. Second drone. He's going to get a third drone, maybe.
Oh, one hit. Can't get it, but wow, two Lings or two drones for one Zergling. That's a big hit. And, you know, obviously they're both on 2-hatch, but, you know, drones definitely mean, you know, infinite in ZVZ. So that's a really cool move. I'm glad to see CaStrO mixing in some cheeky stuff like that.
Yeah, but I love eOnzErGg's position now because he built less Lings and he traded at least even there. Look how many Lings he has left over. He has flat out more Lings than CaStrO now. And he's got a Sunken, and he's got his natural up and running, and he's mining gas. So CaStrO has to do something. Otherwise, he's just going to flat out be out-resourced. That's just a fact. And
all right,
eOnzErGg already has 2 more mutas.
Oh, look at the Scourge. Oh, he's going to get it. He almost sniped that muta. That was almost a big brain play there. He does get one of the Scourge to connect, so one of those mutas is on 10 health, but that was nice. Even still, the longer this game goes on, the bigger and bigger eOn's muta count is going to get.
Yeah, we have 7 for eOnzErGg, 5 for CaStrO, but CaStrO has a lot of mutas, but we've seen the Scourge. Oh, eOnzErGg's Scourge are out of position. We just need to find the mutas. Here they are.
does find the Mutas here. He's got some Scourge coming in from behind. He gets another one of them to land. And now, oh my god, it's only 3 Mutas. And, I mean, even though there's a lot of Scourge, let's watch how good eOn's Muta Micro is. Look at that, almost perfect. And keep in mind, this is Belgium to South America ping. So, I don't know what they're playing at, but doing impeccable Muta Micro like this is very difficult.
Yeah, extremely difficult. I've even seen eOnzErGg shoot his own extractor sometimes just to splash onto the Scourge. Like, it's crazy. But now eOnzErGg, an overwhelming amount of mutas. It's 9 versus 3. We have 6 Scourge, so 9 versus 9. But the mutas are just going to overwhelm this army, and CaStrO has to have basically every Scourge split onto every muta. Goodbye, Lings.
Yeah, the Lings are going to serve as a buffer and vision to allow the cloning of these Scourge, but the Micro's just too good. eOnzErGg pulls back perfectly, takes out most of the Scourge, and the Muta count just keeps getting more and more in eOn's favor. And now he's got a giant swell of Lings and Scourge coming in for reinforcements. I don't see any way CaStrO hangs on here, Nyokin.
Yeah, eOnzErGg is going to make it out in first in this group unless CaStrO can do something. Here come the Lings. He's got a good arc, but there's just so many mutas. Look at the perfect muta control.
God, it's
all the Scourge go down.
It's just so good. I can't. We are witnessing, like, I don't know, art being injected directly into our eyes. This is so good. eOnzErGg completely deserving of blasting out of Group C in first place.
Yeah, so eOnzErGg just showing his strength. Like, I just always favors eOnzErGg in ZVZ. He's just so good at it that you saw the muta control. It's like actual like pro level. It's crazy how good it is.
Yeah.
So really impressive from him. But CaStrO looked pretty good. I was a bit surprised that he tried to match the muta play, and he did have good muta control versus the Scourge. So his Zerg versus Zerg is very dangerous. We'll just have to see who's gonna be the one to take him on.
Yeah, I think that, you know, one of the beautiful things is that about Brood Wars is it's not just, oh, I've got great unit control, so I win the game. It's like, well, maybe sometimes, maybe kind of, but it's your decision making too, and the decision to go 12 hatch for eOnzErGg, obviously never punished, and the in-base hatchery, like sometimes that does really work. I remember Effort did that in like the round of 4 of the tournament that he won, where he beat Flash in the finals, and I was just like, wow, you know, that was perfect usage of that. But I don't think it worked out very well for CaStrO this game at all. I think eOn just really in control for most of it. Yeah.
I think it would have worked better on a better map, but that Bloody Ridge just moving through the center, eOnzErGg responded perfectly, taking multiple engagements in the center of the map in a concave advantage. If this was a different map like Circuit Breaker where you just run across, I really do think that CaStrO's build probably would have had a better chance.